So, Assassin's Creed Valhalla has concluded. If you missed it, the final chapter released a week early and is out now on everything. This is going to be a spoiler-filled review because that's really the only way you can come at it, but it's free, it's short, and I would say it's worthwhile. So if you're finding out about all of this now, I'd say go and play it and its side quest for sure, and then maybe come back. So, assuming those people are gone, I had a really good time with this. I don't know what exactly I expected from this, but it's a nice capper and there's a few very exciting, frustrating teasers for Mirage. So the main quest of this is just a no-nonsense journey through some of Eivor's last memories in England, conducted by Basim. I like the dialogue in all of these. A lot of it is really touching. I just wish that this send-off was given the scope to expand on some of this a bit more. I really like where Hytham is left as a sort of mentor, but I wish that we got to see him grow more independent after losing Basim. And the thing that bothers me mainly is Eivor's decision to not embrace Odin, but to become more familiar with herself, I suppose. In the final arc, there's that really strong moment where Eivor rejects Odin, and because it's so strong and charged, it is really jarring to then jump to her reconsidering that choice. I don't mind her doing that. In fact, I really like it. I just wish that there was more there in regard to why she reconsidered. The DLCs could have planted those seeds, but because of this new, weird, static approach to expansion, we don't have that, and it feels sudden, and it almost undermines her conviction in that moment. Although I will say that the passage of time, or at least the weight of that on Eivor, is conveyed well through some really thoughtful dialogue, especially her constant remarks on Roshan's age, and we will get to Roshan. But yeah, each of those exchanges is really solid and each presents some kind of mission or opportunity that the Eivor of the past would have jumped at, or at the very least considered. On top of each of these being a touching, fitting farewell, they establish all of the things that Eivor is tired of. Both of her homes are rife with politicking and warring, and so Vinland is made a refreshing alternative. I mean, the arc for that region ends with Eivor having this, like, rare moment of reprieve with a peaceful, amicable people. I think that it is a satisfying conclusion for this character, and it's quite subversive, so I'm not sure how this will be received, but I really liked it. It did feel very Derby. And I also enjoyed what was done with Basim here. When Valhalla ends, everything we knew, or thought that we knew about Basim, is perverted. But there were some touches here that cleared some things up and made him into a deeper character, and one that I think is much more sympathetic going into a game. Well, a game about Basim. There's this look of sadness when Hytham talks about the Hidden Ones treating him as a son in the absence of any family. And then later with William, Basim says that he cherishes the creed. It's made clear that Basim wasn't just living one big lie, and I would have loved to see some conflict around this in, again, a slightly bigger final chapter. I mean, the Hytham thing especially, but what's there I do like. The only thing that I didn't like about these conversations was Eivor's fabulous outfit. Like, I just couldn't take this seriously, and I don't really understand the thought process behind Eivor wearing something so flashy and slay when she's at her most reflective and self-aware. It was weirding me out. But to go back to William, that scene was torturous in a good way. This was like the perfect amount of tease for Mirage. Although William actually kind of being there was really strange. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Him, in his own words, being face to face with Basim in Eivor's memories. It felt silly, but I am an obstinate animus purist, so I would feel that way. William's new voice actor is yet to win me over, but Mirage being a William Basim adventure is very exciting and where I was hoping the game would go. And then you've got Basim being told his memories take 29 days to sequence, and like, this has to mean something, because this is the first time we've seen anything like this. I'd honestly be more surprised than not if this wasn't a countdown to a Mirage gameplay trailer and or a release date announcement. Now, the side quest, this was fantastic. So in case you've forgotten, this woman, Roshan, is Basim's mentor in Mirage. You can see and hear her in the cinematic trailer. Now, a fair few things are revealed and suggested here. Roshan even being in this quest tells us that she lives through Mirage. Now, it's clear that there was a lot of communication between teams and writers here, which is great. So I'm not worried about any of these reveals hurting the experience. I'm sure that what we've been told has been thought out. In fact, I expect Mirage to play on some of this stuff. Us even knowing that Roshan lives going into that story could and may be a huge engine for tension, especially if her and Basim come to blows, which there's like a decent chance they will. There's basically now this huge marker on this character saying that they live, something I highly doubt would have been revealed if it wasn't to the benefit of the game's narrative. So I'm really interested in seeing how the information given to us here ends up being recontextualized. We're told that Roshan actually left the Brotherhood for some time, and I really want to know what that's all about. From the cinematic, I get the impression that Roshan is a manipulator, and of course, so is Basim. He's like generational talent. So maybe it's Roshan who teaches Basim how to scheme, and maybe he turns that against her and has her excommunicated, and that's what that line is. I don't know, it's just speculation, but I love that shit like way too much not to. The inclusion of an assassination, as simple as it was nice. For all that this could have been, I definitely wasn't expecting the inclusion of another assassination with social stealth. Although detection is still like really broken, and unfortunately I guess it's gonna stay that way. So many of those social stealth opportunities are right next to guards, whose field of view is apparently like 250 degrees. If you're in the furthest periphery of a guard's view, there's a good chance they'll insta-detect you, even though it's only a distrust area. Like, it's that was kind of fucked. The biggest, like, soy face speculation mode moment does come after this, though, with Roshan pulling out the scroll, which she calls the future, and a seed to plant in Jerusalem. Now, if you watched me in the months leading up to Valhalla, first of all, I apologise. Second of all, you might remember, I was fairly sure that this game would sort of lead into AC1. And after the story trailer, I was completely convinced of this, that Basim and Hytham would take us east, and that the game would wrap up with us taking Bayek's apple to the Temple of Solomon, connecting those two games. I'm not writing off the possibility of Mirage doing that, but it looks like she's delivering written information. This could be related to the apple, but the wording here, I feel, points in another direction. A seed. That would be a really bizarre way for an assassin to refer to the apple. But then again, Roshan clearly isn't a conventional assassin, and there might be some kind of Al-Mualim parallels in her ideology. She's came a long way for that scroll. I think it has to be some kind of information, maybe a map, but honestly, I'm lost on this one. If you have a better idea, let me know. The only other thing, I think, is the new outfit, the Alamut Mentor's robes. These are absolutely gorgeous. They have a bit of a Xiao Yun feel. I love these. But yeah, that's Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I wish that I had some snappy zinger to close this game on, but I'm in desperate need of a replay, as I know some things I now see quite a bit differently. I'm going to replay it and make a video out of it, hopefully before Mirage. And I've ordered an 800-page compilation of the Icelandic sagas as prep work, so I am serious about it. Also, I've got a very long DLC ranking coming out in the next week, so watch out for that. And Joe Founded Scarab, his last video drops in 2 days. It's very good. I'm in it, and I'll link that premiere below. Anyway, that's all for today. If you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like, and if you didn't, maybe let me know why. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys around.